In this video, let's start going over the revenue streams, which is the perfect segue from our customers, how we reach them and how we build our relationships with them. And it's going to complete the right side of the business model canvas. So congratulations, we're going to be more than half done. So let's look at the revenue streams that are possible and how to structure it. First, research your current market. You're going to be in some market. What are the incumbent existing companies charging? What is the range of the prices? That's going to immediately give you a sense of how you should price your product and what kind of offerings there can potentially be, what's effective. You're going to get clues immediately from the current market. Early on, with some exceptions, but generally speaking, because you're new, there's no trust, there's no branding, there's no recognition, you've got to price low, and the low price will get you those initial clients, and they're going to give you the social proof, the reviews online, all those things, and you can raise your price over time as your quality goes up and as your experience goes up. And of course, cheaper paying customers, very often, they're actually more demanding. Ironically, they want more. Because that money actually is worth more to them sometimes, because they're usually on the lower end bracket of potential spending. They're usually lower end customers. They can spend less, so they need more for that money. Eventually, it will be good to serve a higher demographic of your customers, but if generally the way to get ahead and the way to make some momentum is to price low. And there's a common question of how many revenue streams should a company have? Usually companies have multiple revenue streams, but there tends to be one that is extremely winning. For example, a company can sell branded t-shirts with logos. Okay, that might make up like less than 1% of their overall revenue. Sure, it's a revenue stream, but it's a nearly negligible one. So you can sell extra things, upsells, but usually there's something core that sells well, and you structure everything around it so that you sell more of that thing. And naturally, more of your marketing will be centered around growing that one revenue stream, and that revenue stream will further cement itself as the winning one, because you over time going to structure a lot about how your company is run to boost that revenue stream. When you're early though, it's okay to experiment, because you sometimes don't exactly know what your revenue stream might be. Obviously, if you're in a common business, let's say you're in a cleaning service or a lawn care service, where you know what that revenue will be. But let's say you're a company like a new app or something like that, or some kind of innovative technology product. You don't really know. It's a lot of experimentation. Or if you're a freelancer, you don't know if you're going to sell more of like certain service or another service or another service. So you have to experiment until something really starts clicking for you. So in the beginning, experimentation is not a problem, but eventually you want to end up in a few revenue streams that you've tried and one that is really working. That's the typically good recipe. Now let's talk about fee structures and similar topics. The easiest way to generate revenue is through ads or promoting other companies or by getting sponsored. Like right now, a very popular thing is to create an Instagram account and try to get sponsors. Or you can also put ads on your site or anywhere else. If you have a website, you can go to google.com/AdSense and sign up for their ads program, and you can put their ads on your site like literally on day one probably. But those typically aren't amazing at being effective at giving you a high rate of monetization. Something that works better are transactional or subscription models. Transactional typically has to do with commerce or e-commerce. When you're selling things or services, you get paid typically a more substantial amount per transaction, so the money comes right away as well. A more rare but still somewhat common fee structures are licensing content or products or charging per use. And what you want to look at is customer segment dependency. For example, many of the same food products that are sold in United States, when they get sold in Europe or in other continents, they're sold in different packages with different prices. So that's a good example of price dependency on customer segments. Different segments in different countries can afford different rates and like different things. So even for that same food example, the recipe sometimes changes. So depending on how your customers find you and come in to your business, you can give them different prices. And lastly, other pricing structures that are also possible are real-time markets. For example, if you run ads, if you bid on AdWords ads on Google, you'll get different prices at different times of the day for your ads. So it's a way to have a real-time market for bidding. That's possible. Something like eBay, that's also possible. Auction type sites. Or if you negotiate fees, like when you buy a car, you can negotiate your car fee. You can't bring the price down by 90%, but you can negotiate within like a 10% range, for example, probably. So some negotiation sometimes is expected, and you have to let customers know that it's okay. But if they don't negotiate and pay a higher rate, that's also great for you if you run the business. So these are general ways to structure your fees and some examples for those structures. And for whatever your business is, whatever your product or service is, you should have a good idea of how to structure your fees in the beginning and as your company matures.